Welcome back, everyone. Massive episode of Aces Premiership Countdown. Do we have a big show? We'll start with a 12-week challenge. Tick, tick. We break down how we were feeling. I'll tell you what, we were feeling better than our mate up on the Gold Coast who is trying to boost his testosterone levels with ice packs on his plums. We'll break all that down. My horse runs its first race. We'll tell you how that goes. We also talk about my chompers. We've got new chompers this week. A new segment. That's puge, that's grouse. We also break down Biden v. Trump, LeBron and his son. Everything right here on Aces Premiership Countdown. This episode is proudly sponsored by KPI Construction Services. When it comes to construction sites, reliability and efficiency are key. That's where KPI Construction Services shines. With a single call, KPI provides a range of essential services, which includes labour hire, crane hire, and traffic control. KPI is a progressive business with modern plant and equipment across all of their operating states. Focusing on innovation and to avoid the business drifting is always front of mind. We are proud to be aligned with and have such a reputable company partnering with the show. Aces, I know I always go on about the RIXXs, but I got huge news. We have all our styles and colours restocked on the website right now. Get online, grab some sunglasses at rixxeyewear.com.au right now and use our little discount code ACES if you want a 20% discount code on the house.
All right, Tommy, let's get stuck into the podcast, mate.
Welcome back, everyone. Another big episode of Aces Premiership Countdown. It's round 16 already. Can you believe that, Pig? And, I should just say welcome back, Pig. It's another big week and we are up and about. But round 16 of the AFL with the 15 concluding. And our 12-week challenge, we always start with it. Tick, tick. 2 weeks down. We're going for a record this week. Can we get 3? Before we talk about this week, though, let's talk about last week. I'll start with you, Pig. You were elite. Port Adelaide looked solid. They were a value bet. You took them head-to-head privately, but the selection to go plus 20.5 to give us that $1.30, whatever it was, to tick the box for our 12-week challenge was an easy watch. Well done.
It was an easy watch, and at no point was I really worried. Like, even though they got a goal in front, I was like, oh, I'm glad I got the buffer, though. They only just got the win. But I can't say the same for you, mate. You would have been extremely nervous. And I copped a bit of flack from you last week about Port because they got smashed the week before. But as I said, Saints haven't been much at the moment, and they've just had their big man go down for the rest of the year. But so I don't know how they're going to go for the rest of the year. But we'll go back to the Brisbane-Melbourne game. And I was thinking, you can't be betting against my boys. But
I know. I didn't even think about that, actually. Like, I didn't think how disrespectful I was when I said lock of the year. I was just thinking about it. Like, Brisbane's flying at home. Charlie just signed the new deal. Obviously, I didn't know that, but I just thought he kicked a couple of goals, I think, late.
Early. Like, didn't he get the first 2 goals of the game?
But the week before, I'm like, Charlie's up and about, and then Brizzy's up and about. To be honest, mate, this is what happened on the night. So I had armchair experts, and I have to go there, at quarter time, and we get in studio, and I've watched the first quarter with intent because I was like, anyway, Charlie kicked that second goal of the game or whatever it was, first goal. I was just sitting in the lounge room like, okay, deep breath, head to head, the $1.11, Brizzy at home, I'm home. Like, these have been putrid lately,
Yep.
Anyway, it's a good game early. Quarter time, they're up by 2 or 3 goals. Oh, beautiful. So I got ready, left, in the car, phone call, called someone in the car, hung it up, put Triple M on. I'm not joking you. There was this new thing going on around Docklands. All the roads were blocked. I was in the car for an extra 25 minutes and I listened to the whole second quarter and I heard 6 goals in a row. Yeah. Pickett must have been going absolutely wild. My man who's cost me, I reckon, every week. He has just gone banana. He kicked 4. They kicked 6 in a row and, mate, panic stations. And then I watched it live in studio and was wigging out the whole. It was the most painful watch, knowing that I nearly let us down again.
And it was a hard watch on my end as well because I wanted us to win our locks, obviously, but then the hearts with the D's. So I was a bit conflicted. So it was a lose-lose and a win-win at the same time.
But mate, let me just. I wrote down some stuff. I don't know if you remember. Charlie, I thought Charlie would have a day out, so he's dropped a mark. Like, he's gone for a chest mark in the goal square when Joey Danaher was running in. I think they were down by like 8 or 9 points, so I needed this to happen. About 4 minutes to go, he drops that, fumbles it. They don't get a goal because he just went the chest mark. Then Hipwood is running into goal and there's 3 blokes over the top and he handballs this 30-metre Polly Farmer-like handball into the points. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose because of this shit. And then Joey Danaher marks and has a shot with about, I think there's only a little bit of time left. I'm thinking, Joey's been amazing, straight in front. And he misses it. And I'm like, oh, this has got everything written for me to get done here. And then Hugh McCluggage has a shot from the boundary line, which we'll talk about Neil Bullen's attempt for the try. I thought that was right humorous. Anyway, he kicks it. I'm thinking it's not over yet. And then Fritzy, who's normally unbelievable, snaps a point, which looked like a goal. It was just so hard to watch. I'm not going head-to-head for the rest of the year, just giving you that heds up.
Yeah, well, you said that before.
No, I'm done. Head-to-head with this challenge, I'm done. It's too painful.
It was very interesting ending to the game, and I'm a bit worried, but these have to win nearly every game now leading into challenge for finals.
Wouldn't be worried though. They were pretty good.
They were good. Contest was back. Their
Jake
clearance
Lever
was
makes
back.
a massive difference.
Yeah, he does 100% to that back line, but it was the guys in the middle. Like Rivers, the last couple of weeks since he's been in there, it's been really good, and I think they won contest, which is what Melbourne based their game on for so long. So I'm not ruling them out just yet. I'm big on them, but it was good to see their gamers back. I know they lost and it's disappointing, but they just played a bit safe late when they tried to save the game rather than keep playing, which has been a thing.
What was your man Rivers doing? There's 30 seconds to go. Like what was he doing there?
Yeah, well, Lever played on and he should have kicked it in straight away, and then he ended up giving it to Maisie handball, and Maisie obviously found Rivers 30. He has a rocket of a foot.
Was he thinking have a shot?
For sure, yeah.
He was about 60. Like you have to kick it.
He can kick it 70. Like he can bomb them. But you're right.
But he didn't. That's the thing.
On the at the time, I might just get it to the top of the square, give him a chance. But if you go behind the goals, they had numbers everywhere. So I think him going for a shot, if he kicked it, he would have been the hero. There's a couple of interesting shots after the siren. Logan McDonald's one. Did you catch that, Sydney?
Oh yeah, did I ever?
Yeah.
Oh mate, Freo. Like I was watching. I was late. I was meant to meet the boys at the pub. I'm like, I can't leave. My boys are gonna upset Sydney here. And then I'm like, oh no, they're gonna get done on the siren. I didn't even think he wouldn't score. And then when he didn't register, I went, because I was thinking draw. I was thinking, here we go. Me and Hibbo are going to be talking about a draw again this week, which is crazy how many times there's been this year already. Didn't make the distance. And I thought he really, I know he can't kick that far naturally, someone said, but I reckon he wigged himself out talking to the umpire about going.
That's what
I was like, just go back. They're not going to call play on, even if you arc a little bit.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I reckon that was he was more worried about that than getting good contact to the ball.
Do you reckon he even thought missing the stick? Like he missed. Hey, duck, never kick it to the big sticks. He just need to kick it to the small sticks. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking, do you reckon he was even thinking small sticks? Because obviously, we've all dreamt of that moment, but.
It's a big kick.
50 out, man, you can kick that. I can kick that far late in a game, no dramas, just to know that I've got to, if you know you've got to roost it, you're going back and you can kick it 55.
Yeah,
I'd go the barrel if I have to, if I'm outside of You can definitely get on a barrel.
There's a bloke, one of my good mates, Luke Davis, he was on Essendon's list for 5 years. I got drafted, same draft as him, lived together for years. He finally, I think it was in first or second year, he finally got a game in the NAB Cup, the pre-season game, and he had a shot after the siren. It was only his 55 out, but he in his mind, rather than go to the top where he could make the distance, but he's every chance to kick it out in the full, he wanted everyone, when he went the drop punt, knowing he wouldn't make the distance, but he wanted to know at some point everyone's looking at it, going straight, thinking he might kick the goal, but it fell 5 short. Me and my mate get into him all the time, like, you coward. Yes. Never played again. But he went for he should have went for the top because he would have had half a chance. He's like, I just wanted it to be on line for a few seconds. That was his mindset. I think it's hilarious. So maybe rather than go to the top, that was Big Logie's I
was just thinking,
mindset.
Not many players would actually prepare for that moment. I was thinking, it's a mental game these days. You prepare for a lot. Scenarios, up, down. You're playing on a small forward. If he kicks a few early, what do I do next? But I don't reckon a lot of blokes have prepared for a kick after the siren, 52 out.
Maybe not 52 out, but what about when you're a kid? You're like,
but you're never kicking from that
points.
Yeah,
down.
but you go on the boundary. You're not going fucking no one. I'd love to know how many forwards have actually gone, shit, this is a good lesson in case it happens. We do it after training all the time when I used to play, but they do it from 40 out or 35 out, and everyone would line up on the side and put them off, but not from 50.
Yeah, you're right. The
coaches want you off the field. They don't want you doing a quad.
Want you doing,
So it's amazing
bombs.
when that happened. But anyway, plenty of footy to discuss coming up. But last week was a cracking round and a lot of upsets, which we love.
Anyway, what have you been up to, mate?
I've actually got a lot for you.
You're saying you had a little bit for me. I'm
I've had a
interested
bit
to
of a week,
hear.
mate. Big week. Well, me chompers have been repaired.
Through what happened there. How do you chip your tooth in the shower?
I think it's a filling. So they only meant to last 10 or 15 years, and it's done its time, considering all these Starbursts and natural confectionaries I've chucked through them, and it just fell out in the shower Sunday night, about midnight. I was up late and then had a podcast in the morning. You'll see that come out. I've just seen Brado editing it. I'm going to run it.
With the chipped tooth.
Yeah, he reckons it's all right. I look ridiculous.
No, you sent me a photo. It wasn't too bad.
It's not too bad, but it looks silly. It looks weird. Anyway, so that happened. So I had to go to the dentist. Monday was like I had a fair bit to do on my laptop, but that changed. So I was running around Melbourne getting me teeth fixed up. So shout out to my mate Dan Andrews, who got me in. Funny enough, his name's Dan Andrews. It's not actually Dan Andrews, but he's got a funny Instagram that a lot of people message him thinking he's actually Dan Andrews. It's not. So Dano fixed the chompers up and then had me first horse run its trial Monday.
How'd it go?
While I was getting the dental clinic, while I was in the dentist getting the chompers fixed up. Dead last. Missed the kick, third last on the straight, and then wanted to run sideways. Oh, I thought this is painful Monday. What a start to your Monday, eh? Well, half a fang and fucking...
You've gone to the dentist, which is the lowest place on the planet to go to, and then your horse has come up. Was there any hype around the horse?
No, not really, but like it's...
You still hope.
We're hoping. Yeah, we're in it with Ads Dunks and Brooks Blooms. Brooks organised that, and... Yeah, Polo Ridge. So he's got a bit of work to do, but very green in the yard. A bit like
sounds great.
A bit like me and you when we first started kicking the footy. And then I've got another story actually. This is one I wanted to bring up. This is probably one of my I wasn't sure whether to bring this up. It's probably more of a private one, but fuck it, we'll run it.
Let it go on the pod.
I've got a mate, I won't name him, but he lives up in the Gold Coast. He's probably a big time listener actually, so he'll find out this, and he doesn't know that I know this, all right? So one of my mates down here is going, can you believe this? Anyway, so I've got to get the facts right, but apparently he hasn't been as toey in the yard as we'd like to say lately, and he's decided that to get his levels tested, his testosterone.
Yeah.
And it's come back a bit low.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so he's got the results, and there's a guy on his footy team who specialises more of a naturopath type of job. And
Chinese medicine kind of.
Yes, and he's staying away from the medicine and more other ways to do things. And he has advised him that to get it back, he should be putting his agates on ice twice a day to increase his testosterone levels. So my mate reckons he was on the phone the other day, and he goes, "What are you up to?" He goes, "I'm actually icing me agates to increase."
So he's actually doing it.
Oh, he's doing it. He's been doing it for the week. And we asked, "What kind of setup is he doing?" And he's got this special ice pack which I can send in and clip up, but he's actually got this special ice pack where he straps it around his hips and the ice pack goes in his jogs. And he has the agates on ice for 20 minutes twice a day. Have you ever heard anything like this?
No, I haven't. But
He's dead serious
just give me the tablets, mate. I'm not icing me plums all day, every day. It's funny you say that, actually, because I've got a mate who, and apparently, the myth is that if you ice your balls before you do the deed and you try them for kids, that you're more likely to have a boy.
Really?
That's the myth. Anyway, so my mate wanted a boy and he was icing the plums before he was, getting into it, and he ended up having a boy.
Did he?
Yeah. So,
maybe my mate's trying to have a boy.
Yeah, so I don't know. Doesn't sound like his plums are on ice, so he's probably not doing much at the moment.
It sounds like he's not. It's just going to increase the testosterone. But I just thought I'd raise that one. Have you ever heard anything like it?
Not like that. But as I said, that's the myth is that's how you have boys. You ice the plums before you go into it.
Yeah. So I thought I'd keep the names out of it, but they know who we're talking about. And my mate that leaked it to me, I was going to leave his name out of it as well because it's a bit of a dog eat dog operation. He's telling me, I'm telling the world.
Well, they say you never give away your What's the?
I don't know. You're saying what was your bonnet one the other day? I tried to Google your bonnet call and it was.
Cut it out. Jesus Christ.
Oh, very good. So yeah, mate, a bit of an intriguing start to the week and a good little story there from me, mate, up on the Gold Coast.
Well, you need to find out how his levels go after if it works.
I will.
Let me know.
I was thinking that means, true or false, does that mean that people in Melbourne are hornier than people that live on the Gold Coast?
Because it's cold.
It's freezing down here. The Plums are already on ice. Do you think that would be a study that you could prove?
I have no idea. I'm not really that keen on finding out, to be honest.
It's pretty grim. Anyway, moving on from the weekly updates. Well, we'll go to play on or out of bounds. Let's just stick with the theme. Play on or out of bounds. Icing the Plums to get your testosterone levels up. Play on or out of bounds.
Well, I'm saying play on. If it's going to help him, you got to ice the Plums every now and then. You got to ice the Plums. Usually it's from overuse. You got to settle the boys down, but I'm saying if his testosterone goes up, I'm interested to see the results. I'm saying play on.
I'll get a text message of the confirmation after a couple of weeks. I think it's play on as well. Got to try new things. Haven't heard of it before.
Yeah.
Or is his mate from his footy club?
Can't be bad.
Because apparently it's his mate from his footy club who's this naturopath. You reckon he's playing him on?
Yeah. He's sitting there asking
Hey boys, can you believe this?
He's still doing it. What a goose.
And he's telling me it's working. It's in the head, mate. Oh, very good. Righto, go to the tipping leaderboard and we'll get straight back to the tipping. It's starting to separate. I've noticed that. And I'll tell you what, I am nowhere near the lead. How many did you tip last week?
I got 5, I believe.
Same here. I tipped pretty poorly in the end. I tipped against. I went Essendon, and I think it was Essendon and Giants. I think I'd said this is a Saturday night special, boys, in my WhatsApp group. Both went down pretty bad. So. Not great.
I'm 10 off. I'm 10 off the lead. You?
I'm 12 off. Not great. Gone without a trace, sitting on top. And then we have Benno Deer. I don't know, I'm sure. Benno Deer, yeah. Anyway, we'll give him a shout out next to Caitlin. So they're the top 3, but Gone Without a Trace has 1 lead, although had a bad week with just 5. That's the first time I've seen Benny in second place, so shout out to him.
I haven't seen Jenny from the block in a while. She slipped.
Mum, not only has she slipped, she actually slipped over the other day on the stairs and bruised the coccyx pretty bad.
Oh, not the coccyx.
Yeah, not good. Yeah.
That's one of the...
Hurt her wrist, poor mum, but... Yeah, she's not only sliding down the stairs, she's sliding down the tipping leaderboard. She's nowhere at the moment. I think she tipped West Coast and North just for a few cheeky ones there.
Yeah.
Must be listening to the podcast. We've been, getting right around them.
Yeah.
Shout out, Mum. Hope you're going all right. But yeah, there you go. So Gone Without a Trace has been at the top for a long time. I'd say it's he or hers to lose. Anyway, keep up the good work, guys. Aces tipping leaderboard. We have jumpers on the way. I've messaged a few people just so you know, Pig, and I'm going to try to get 2 or 3. How you going with Harmsy?
Oh, mate.
Hey, is there any part of Harmsy that thinks to message us? Because I can't. I hit him 4 weeks in a row and I gave up.
He messaged me today. He wanted to get lunch, but obviously we were doing the pod. So
did that flag? I've got to get on there with the boys.
I said, sorry, mate, I've got the pod. Yeah, no worries. Didn't even think.
Oh, the nuts.
He ain't coming.
He's not going to come.
Gone.
He might be a final specialist.
Told you,
is the nut back soon, by the way?
Hammy. He played in the VFL on the weekend, so he'd be a chance this week because he was in some good form.
Doggies are in good form, and if you add him in there, a couple of others.
Yep.
Righto, new segment. Do you want to intro it?
New segment. Created by Ben Tommy, obviously. That's the grouse. And that's puge. So let's start. Well, what do you want first, mate? Do you want
start
mine?
With that's puge.
That's puge. So I've got that's puge. The Essendon game, the umpiring in the Essendon game, that was puge. It was, I reckon, the worst umpiring display I've seen. And we've gone on the umpires a bit, and it's nearly like a bit of a stop that, but I don't want to keep going at them, but that...
What happened? Because I missed the second half.
The one that stood out, and I think everyone was talking about, was that deliberate rush behind, which kind of changed a bit of momentum. It was a goal, kick in the goal square for a goal, and they were starting to come a little bit, and he was under pressure. There was someone, the Geelong defender, chasing him in the goal square, 3 metres away from him. They pull back a little bit, but the rule is if it's within the goal square, the 9 metres, it's enough pressure where you can rush it. And just a couple of other bad ones along the way. And that's my puge for the weekend, the umpires. And they've Andrew Dillon, as it came out and said that they're doing a good job. Like,
never been better or something. I can't get the quote, but yeah.
Come on, Dills. Like
He's got to support the umpires. He can't go.
he can't go at them, but just don't say anything. It's like
He's got to say something though. That's the big man's role. What would you say?
I would say if I don't believe it, which he can't because the umpire's been huge. I just wouldn't say anything. It's like, if one of your mates is like, hey, mate, do I look good in this? I was going to say the missus, and if she doesn't, you just don't say anything. You don't say it. Of course you do, darling.
Yeah, you lie to their face.
My missus always looks good. But you know what I mean? You just don't say anything. He's
the CEO. He's out there doing a presser. He has to say something.
And and anyway, we'll
I'll go to my puge before the grouse.
Yeah, you want
I'll tell you what's puge. It was this morning. I had a window for golf with two mates. Haven't seen for a while, and woke up really early. Went a bit. I go to bed pretty late, so getting up early, like extra early, to get up. And I had all my golf, my clutch and co lined up perfectly. My barn boogle top. I hadn't even pulled it out because I never got a chance since the trip. You know what I'm talking about?
That's right.
I had all the clutch and co ready to go. My golf clubs in the car the night before. I was going to get a coffee, get there early, swing because my back's been a bit stiff. So I was actually really excited. Popped out of bed, and as I'm getting into the car, my mate texted me and said, you wouldn't believe it, they've called it off because of frost.
How early were you playing? 4 o'clock in the morning?
8 a.m. start, and they reckon the whole course was frosted and they're cancelled all morning. All the people before 12, all cancelled.
Wow, where were you playing? Oh.
Northern Golf Club.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Great course, yeah.
That's in Glenroy. Yeah,
beautiful course. And
Big Joey Mercedes, he's a member there.
Smoking Joe,
yeah,
he's the cover of 2000 my PlayStation game, I reckon. We used to all make him play. I don't know if you remember those days.
He's a big unit, right?
Yeah. But I was shattered. So
that's puge.
Absolute puge. Didn't know it was a thing either. Frost.
I've never heard of that. I played a lot of golf, and usually fine.
And I don't know. Well, you do know because you've been around Melbourne today. It's an absolute pearling day. Yeah, it's cold, but it's blue skies, sun's come out. It would have been no better place to be at 9 a.m. watching the frost just evaporate with the sun out. I know it's chilly, but I had the Clutch & Co. kit, vest, all that ready to go. So, huge.
Yeah, that's no good, mate. And how good is, like, even the night before you get so excited to play, I'm going to play Friday, big Bruiser May, and I cannot wait to play. I'm really looking forward to picking the kit out already, just to get washing the clubs, making sure everyone's schmick. And to be pulled out right at the last moment, that is puge. All right, that's grouse. It's big news this week in the NBA draft. Bronny James goes to where his old man is, to the Lakers. And I'm just thinking, how good's that? It's grouse that he gets to play with his old man, and how much power LeBron has because he wasn't a pick 54. Like, he wasn't a second round. Oh, you know a little bit more than me about
55, I think, yeah.
55.
Yeah.
You know a little bit more. No one else was probably going to pick him, were they?
Well, his manager said pick him, and he's going to Australia, so he kind of threatened him.
Yeah, okay.
Which is good management.
I just think, how good's that? What else? What more can this bloke do? He's won NBA championships. He's an MVP. Now he's literally made the club pick his son so he can play with his son. And there's a lot of stuff going around at the moment how that's what the last thing he wanted to do was play with one of his boys. And obviously Bronny's the oldest. So I thought that's grouse. I can't wait for him to be on the same court together and been learning under your old man to be pretty cool.
And has the guaranteed contract caused a bit of noise because he's not playing in the G League, so it's just purely going to be on the bench every night, which is exciting. His actual youngest son, I don't know why, he doesn't get any love in the media, but I feel like he is going to be a star. If you look at, I think he's 2 years younger, so he's got 2 more. I reckon LeBron wants to play with both of them, but I think it's Bryce. But if you look at the size of him, he's still growing. He looks like the real deal, and he's going to be now coming through and getting all these kind of, mentions and whatnot. But, yeah, I mean, say what you want, what pick he is, who cares? He did have a heart attack not long ago. People do forget that. So they're all comparing his stats at college. Like,
he's on the bench.
The bloke wasn't even playing or training. He's protecting his health for a bit there. I think it's amazing. People have the argument, he's taken up another guy's spot. No, he's not. Like, it's actually the Lakers are keeping LeBron James because they're allowing him to maybe make this move. But who said he's not going to be a great player? He's already said he's not going to be a superstar. He's going for a Drew Holiday type role where he's defending and he can hit the 3 ball if he needs and play that hard D. Great, So I can't wait to see it. And this trade period at the moment in the NBA is crazy. So
some of the money.
It's epic. So I can't wait. And a lot of people that don't like it, it's funny. I love love it. I cannot wait to see them two on the court. There's been some funny memes though, like just all these people pretending to be LeBron and, obviously when Bronny has a bad day at training and like they just, it's just the internet's had a lot of fun. A bit like our Hawk Tour girl. She's, by the way, she's popped up and had an interview with Barstool Sports. Yes, if you want to check her out.
The interviews and stuff
Yeah. Well, she actually never had social media the whole time. 6 months ago, she binned it. I tuned in and had a little listen.
Surely she's got it now.
Has it now. Has a team working behind her and everything. But
hold on quickly, just on Bronny and LeBron. Is he calling him dad on the court, or is he calling him Bron, or what? What do you reckon?
They do this. Yeah, I love this from you. I think you are going dad.
You call him dad, don't you? It'd be weird not to.
Yeah, I think you call him dad. It's a fair call. Yeah,
dad. Dad.
Yeah, dad. Son. He wouldn't, but you just call him Bronny because that's what you call your son, right? But it's dad the other way around.
Yeah.
At least, and I'd imagine if he does say dad, like instincts, he's probably going to find him.
You would think so. You'd have to. You're not getting food on the table when you get home.
Well, that's the thing. Like, say he has a stinker, like he might not get fed that, like, because they live at home together. It's a funny dynamic. You'd think he moves out so he can grow to his own man, or what?
Well, he's got a big enough house. You could just throw him in the backyard somewhere.
It'd be interesting.
In another mansion.
Can't wait to see it unfold. Well, I'll tell you what's grouse. It's a bit left of field here, but I've been. I'll tell you what's grouse, and I'd love to see you do it, especially to Bruiser May or anyone, especially in the summer. But these videos that pop up on my social media are when blokes are playing golf and they have the peg attached to a fake snake and they chuck them on the old boys and they're about to drive and they go, whoa, what's that? And then they run. I tell you what, it's grouse. They literally nearly do an ACL and they just panic and I could watch them all day. I reckon I've seen 3 or 4 crackers and every time I get one sent to me, it sends me into tears. I think I'd love to do it to a mate, but I don't know when and I don't know where. Can't wait for it to happen.
One I saw the other day where the bloke tells a bit of a gag and then he says something, has a little chuckle and the bloke's like, whoa, and he's running backwards and hits the cart, falls over.
He hits his cart with his ass. And he starts going, he's like a little bitch. Oh, mate.
And I thought he was going to have a heart attack. So like, Mama, it's fake. That is great.
Because it keeps moving when he moves. That's why it's so good. Anyway, so there you go. New segments. That's puge and that's grouse. Hope you like that. Righto, time for our listener questions of the week before we get into our footy and RIXX eye-catching moments and KPI Construction. Stop that to finish. Listener questions have been good. Got to give them a shout-out, Pig. Yep. There's a lot there. Do you want to start with any ones that you've got screenshot before the ones that I've got as well?
So I've got one from Ben. Boys, West Coast were handing out footies after losing to the Hawks. Play on or out of bounds. So this is a bit of a play on or out of bounds. So I just want to say the reason they do this is because the supporters, they go to the games, whether win, lose or draw, you just want to show the support to the sport. So anyone that is listening wondering why they do that, it is play on because, people are taking time out of their day to support the boys and I think the players just want to get around them. So I flagged that one so I wasn't sure if people knew.
Ben, how good's getting it? Like when you played, I don't know about you. I used to love launching a footy into the crowd, or giving it to a little kid on the. How good does that feel as a player?
Yep.
Regardless, win, loss or draw, it's bigger than it's bigger than a game.
I always went for like a young little boy or girl. I think they banned torping them into the stands because a few people.
Early days, they used to just really
used to launch them in. I've got from Iggy Duke. Put yourself in Baz Lenker's shoes. What club do you go to? Hawks, young and up and coming. Pies play at the G in front of 80,000. Or down to boring old Geelong to dive down at Eastern Beach. Cheers. Now, obviously, Iggy Duke doesn't want Baz Lenker to go to Geelong by the sounds of it. And I'd say...
Sounds like a doggy supporter. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
Do you think he'd be a doggy supporter, or do you reckon he's one of these 3 clubs? Obviously, he's not Geelong.
He's one of the. I reckon
Hawthorn,
maybe a Hawks. Yeah, young and up and coming.
Great question from Iggy. Let's dive in.
And now I'm saying, obviously, cash plays a big part. Security in your contract, how many years. But if as much as I was never a big fan of this club, because I grew up a Carlton supporter, went to Essendon and went to Melbourne. Pies. Every game is, as I've said it before, is like a festival. Like they get 60,000 in it. It doesn't matter who they play, Freo, West Coast. over here, you just want to play in the big games. So for me, and he's going to be a star, I'd be going to the biggest club in the land if that's your choice. But if the contract's about the same as the Hawks, I think Collingwood is going to be good for a while as well. I don't know how many years Baz has got in front of him, but I'm going to the biggest club. I'm going to the Pies.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because he's already at the Dogs, I feel like Geelong would be a great fit for him, personally. You obviously got to weigh up the cash. That's what we don't know.
He's already a big star too.
He's coming off an ACL, so I'll play devil's advocate here. Like they could say, yeah, you have had a great year or two there, but there's other players now coming through, and the price you've got you are at risk because that's what they'll say anyway. So there's 3 clubs that are competing, and if I look at all 3, I'd imagine Hawthorn's got the most money.
Yeah,
I think they've got a war chest. So you'd think Hawthorn right now would be if they want a mid. They're gonna be at the box seat if they match the offer. But I think personally for his footy, I reckon Geelong would be a great place because they don't really have a star midfielder. Dangerfield's at the end of his career. He is a star, but he's not. I don't know how many years. Let's just call it 1 or 2.
He's my age, maybe a year younger.
3?
He's 33. He might have 2 more.
But like an explosive midfielder, Baz would become the main man straight away. There's some young guys there. Holmes is a gun, but him and Holmes, different kind of mids. Tanner Bruin's working his craft and doing really well. I think he'd be a great fit in that midfield because he is a workhorse.
Yep.
I think he gets out of the town. He's a good-looking rooster. A lot of people want to take photos with him. I think he can just get out of town and relax a bit in the country. So I feel like Geelong would be a good fit, but don't know him personally. It's a great question,
and
though.
I'm saying because he's so big, so well recognised, Geelong will be good for him as well. A bit quieter down
Cotton
there.
On Factory was a laugh. Someone said the other day, and I'll repeat it, but he could get to the Cotton On HQ and do a few more photo shoots, make more cash off field.
No doubt.
So there's a few wins at Geelong.
You go one because we've got a bit of going pretty long.
This one's funny, but Timmy Knight has. I've got a question for you boys. Tell me honestly what you think of Liam Ryan's TikToks telling us how much he loves his carpets. This is puge, Timmy reckons.
Have you seen these? Have you?
I love them. I disagree. I reckon they're grass. I want Liam to go to every single rug place or carpet place and get paid for an appearance to pump up their carpets. I think it's a niche market no one's touched. I think they're unbelievable. And if you don't smile, I think he's so funny. Like because he gets in there and goes, come down and check him out. I think everyone loves them. So I disagree with you, Timmy. I think it's grass.
I think they're funny, and there's some funny comments on those things too.
Yeah.
I saw one the other day. It was like, Liam, blink twice if you're being held hostage.
Yes.
Watch the videos. If you haven't seen them, watch them. They're very funny.
There's one that I had a chat to Jakey Waterman about it on the Tommy Talks, and I said that the one that's funny is just the pathetic editing from, I think it was like Depot Rugs or whatever they're called. I can't remember the name, but they're going, and he's like, and he's standing going, do you want me to do it here? Like, and they're filming, and he's like, come down to Depot, get your rugs. What do you think, guys? Oh, sweet. And they're still filming, and then they post that, unedited. I go, come on, you're doing him dirty there.
That's Nana with the phone, not knowing how to edit for sure.
100%. All right, a couple more. Look, I want to thank everyone that writes in and really gets around the pod. Met a few boys on the weekend and can't thank you enough. They love you, Pig. So let's just read a couple more questions out. And but Big Diesel, another good one from the local sledges. Seen bigger pins on the trailer plug. Have you heard that one before?
Well, I'm not familiar with trailers, but I assume
Big Diesel loved it.
Someone with little pins, legs. So
there's a new one for me. So I thought we'd give him a little shout out, Diesel.
But that one out.
Thomas Genge. Apologies. Great first name though. Thomas has said, hey, Piglet and Train, how do you go getting called Piglet? Do you like that or do you prefer Pig?
Nah, I feel like whatever.
Hey, Piglet and Train, as a couple of former players, what was your favourite and least favourite grounds/stadiums to play at and why? Cheers, legends.
I loved, if I'm talking interstate, I loved Adelaide Oval and Optus Stadium. Like Adelaide, when they redid it, amazing. The new Optus Stadium's sick. They put on the light show before the game at half time, quarter time. There's a real massive atmosphere there. So like it's especially Optus, like the lights go across the ground. It nearly blinds you when the game starts again. It's like the camera flash is going in your eyes, but it's pretty cool. It'd be sick to have as a home ground for sure. They're my two. You?
Love it. What about your least?
at least Canberra's Monica or whatever it was. Like it's cold. The ground's big, but you only get eight or so 9,000 people there. It's probably off. And Tassie was bad.
I was just going to say, I'll start there. We used to play Hawthorn at Tassie as well, and they just thump us. So I'd say the worst place we wanted to play, and considering we're coming from WA, it's the longest flight.
Yeah. Do you fly straight there?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, okay.
Which is good because that would suck going to Melbourne then flying.
Yeah.
So that's the answer to me. The favourite was probably outside of playing at home, like you said. Wow, it's tough. I really appreciated Adelaide Oval. I thought it was I don't know what it was. I love the deck, the surroundings. We used to play good footy there. I don't think we lost many times when we played there. And it wasn't as hostile, I reckon. I don't reckon their fans were as hostile as maybe coming to the G and playing Richmond and Collingwood. I don't know. It felt like the noises loud, and we didn't have a big supporter base there. So I mean, it's hard because playing at the G was always something that I just used to look forward to. So yeah, I'd probably say those two, the G and Adelaide Oval.
I used to hate like Eddie had or Marvel, and I used to love it because you knew that there's no rain, no wind. But a lot of people used to hate it. The deck was a bit funky at times, but I used to like playing there as well, especially when I was at Essendon. The atmosphere is 30,000 there is like 60,000 at the G. So
to answer Thomas's question though, the big fella over here was happy to play anywhere. just getting a game. I don't care where we're playing. Tassie, no dramas. Put me in as long as I'm not the sub. Very good. Righto, time for the RIXX eye-catching moment. And I've got a little surprise for you, Pig, while I just chuck on my sunnies. There's been what's been the common theme with this segment?
Forgetting my sunnies.
And what about your head?
And they're big, yes, large.
Well, I know you've been at me, and I know you wanted the Sohos, and I know you love the black. Well, you wouldn't believe it, mate. For the first time ever, RIXX has released the Sohos in large.
Yeah.
And I've got you the black, grey. Look at these. I'll unwrap them for you.
Oh,
let me just slide that little bit off there, that little protector. Have a go at them, mate. Tell me they fit.
They have. Yes. I've been wanting wanting some Soho action for ages, and I feel like I've been snapping the arms because my head's so big. So this is good. This is a great gift. Thank you, mate.
There you go, mate. You've been good this year. They are
after the filming, mate, can I have those sunnies back?
Mate, they are for you. Mate, that is great. And because you have been sliding on the normal Soho greens, and I've just couldn't wait till they arrived. I didn't want to tell you, so that's my little gift for you today.
So you obviously got the black, you got the cherry and the
Soho,
green. Beautiful.
Cherry, green, black, brown.
Have to get online and get every colour.
Soho
these are great.
Online. So if you've got a big head and you tune into the pod, head online at RIXX Eyewear and use that discount code that we've got for you, ACES, and you get that 20% discount. Righto, mate. Well, RIXX eye-catching moment. I'll start off, but it's the NBA contracts. I can't believe the size of the amount of money that NBA players get. I almost start to think now it's only going to keep going up. That it's so much money that what do you do with it? You know, Jason Tatum, $313 or $14 million for 5 years. Converted to Aussie, it's half a bill. I mean, that is a lot of money for one player. I think they've spent 900 and something million on just the team, and now I think the Boston Celtics owners put them up for sale. But massive contracts, and Donovan Mitchell 150 for 3. Just these numbers are crazy. So it's just caught my eye, and I think everyone that loves sport, especially us Auss-Americans who love our American sport. These numbers, I think they were saying like one player is paying, like it's the same as 2 baseball teams that maybe are the lesser sides.
I thought the baseball players get paid.
They do, some of the big dogs, but like some of the teams that aren't up there, like I don't know, I've read an article, but it's you tell me the amount of money outside of, like, that is huge, isn't it?
It's massive. What's the first, I just think when they get that contract, what's the first thing you're buying? You're buying a beachfront house or something.
Well, it's a great. What would you buy if you're Jason Tatum? You've just signed 313 US mil, all right, and that's over 5 years. So your first payment, let's just say they drop 20 mil on you. You're just signing now. 20 mil just hits the account. US. What would you buy?
I'd buy wherever I want to live, whether it's on the water. I'd just buy a banger house on the water and a nice whatever car I desire. Should be.
So property and car, basic.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, you like to say you're going on a nice holiday. They're off at the moment. You go on a super yacht somewhere for a month. I don't know. That's just, you know what? It's making my mouth water thinking about it because it's never going to happen to me. But I'd definitely throw it into like the pimping house I'd ever want in a
Real
car.
selfish, man. Didn't even think of your family. Just
Well, they're gonna cash in as well. They're gonna go on the holiday, the super yacht. They're coming along. I'm not leaving them here. You know, they're coming with me.
I'm only staring you.
What can you get a 3-year-old? That's nothing.
What?
They're happy with Toy Story's toys.
The meaning that money doesn't buy happiness, and I think someone sent me something the other day. And there's a study that says money does buy happiness. It's a proven study.
Can I have the money and I'll let you know at the end of it?
Yes. But these contracts, man, they're extreme, and oh man, well done. I think NBA players. Yeah, there's some hard luck stories as well. There's some blokes out there that are grinding, and I just feel sorry for them. Like, you know what it's like when you're like, I've been there, rookie listed AFL player, and then you're next to a bloke that's on like a mill and you're doing the exact same work program. You're probably working twice as hard just to get a look in. But in NBA, you're talking like a couple of mil versus 300. It's a big difference, isn't it?
So, what would the lowest contract be on in the NBA? Like,
Not sure, but
maybe,
you might be,
maybe 800,000 or something like that.
You're probably earning it, but just a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. And it's
too much money to
I'm reeking of jealousy knowing how much money those blokes are on. All right, mate. My RIXX eye catcher, this is a bit different. We've gone away from the sport a little bit, although there's a little bit of a sport theme. I don't know if you've seen the US election.
I've only seen a couple of clips.
Trump and Biden were sitting in the US election, the big debate the other day. You know, the whole world's waiting to see what they're going to do. And they literally bickered and argued about golf handicaps for 2 minutes. It caught my eye because I'm like, one of these idiots is going to be in charge, and they have been in charge. Biden, I'm not sure how he is at the moment, and Trump already has, but one of these idiots is going to be in charge of the most powerful country in the world, and they're sitting there bickering over a handicap in golf.
It sounds like you and Bruce and mate on Friday.
I know, but we're plebs that is playing at Frankston. We're not about to run America, which is just crazy. I thought it was hilarious sitting there. Trump was sitting there going, "I've seen you swing. I've seen you swing. You're not a 6 handicap. I've seen you swing." That's the biggest lie he's told. He was more worried about the lie he said about his handicap. And Biden said he had a 6 handicap. Then 2 seconds later, he's like, "I was an 8 handicap." Well, hold on, mate. Which one were you? So they're going in circles. It caught my eye. I thought it was hilarious. I don't know if you saw any clips.
I did. There's a lot of memes that got caught up with that, and a few other things that we might mention later on, but it was hilarious.
Apparently Trump is actually a pretty handy golfer, but he's a real big cheat. Like he's a cheat. And there's a guy I played with years ago, and he's in construction all across the world, quite wealthy. He played golf with Trump one day, and he caught him kicking his ball out of the bushes.
No way.
Yeah.
So your mate has played with Trump?
I wouldn't say he's mates. I'm mates with him, but I played golf with this guy who's played golf with some powerful blokes across the world, and happened to be in a round with Trump, and caught him kicking out of the bush, and just didn't pull him up on it.
No, you're letting that one go, aren't you?
Yeah, well, it's Donald Trump. You're letting him.
Mate, here's another ball if you want. Have another one. That is good.
He's been known. Anyway, I thought that was funny.
That is good. A couple of great eye-catching moments. And like we said, the RIXX Eyewear large sunglasses are online. Soho, Melrose, all the colours. Head online, rixeyewear.com.au and check it out. Pig, keep them. They are yours, my friend. Awesome. And with the sun out in Melbourne today, you little beauty. Your box is right there. Righto, time to get in the footy. We've been dragging on, talking a lot of pump, but as we said, new model here, just what we like. So do you want to break down these games quickly, and then we get into our locks? So everyone probably just wants to hear our locks.
I'm just what I'm going to do. I'm just going to give our tips and what I'm going to bet on. And I told you I've got 1 or 2 bets for every game, and I had 14 legs, and it paid nearly $8.5 million to 1. So that's how well I'm going. Collingwood, Essendon at the MCG Friday night. Big game. I'm going to tip Essendon.
Wow. Yep. Off last week. Collingwood coming back.
I just need to get one back, and it's a 50-50 game for me. So I like Ridley for 25 and Langford for 2. $1.84 for Langford and $2.50 for Ridley.
Nice. Wouldn't bet in this game and want Essendon to win, but I think Collingwood will win.
Yep. All right, North versus the Suns on Saturday. I'm going to go. Oh, man, I want to tip North. I want to. I'm going to. I'm going to tip North.
Really?
No, I'm not. No, I'm going to tip Gold Coast.
I'd love to see North win.
I'm going to tip Gold Coast. I'm going to tip Gold Coast, and I've got Sheasel for 2. He's been playing 4, and I've got Rao for 25. Both $2.50 for Rao and $4.30 for Sheasel.
Who does North tag? I think Noah Anderson had 38 last week, so I think he'll get tagged. So I'm going to take Tuke Miller 30. I think the Suns will win. And Big Benny King, I think he'll kick 2. But Larky will kick 2 as well. Been quite lucky 2 weeks in a row, but he's a gun.
Yep.
So 2 or 3, but I think that'll give you a nice little boost in price considering we're going the Suns.
Adelaide Oval, Saturday Arvo, Port versus the Dogs. I'm going to go Port at home. Just as I said earlier in the year, I just can't trust the Dogs. I know they're going well, but this could be a game they just drop. So got Horn Francis at $2.40 for 25 and Ugle Hagen for 2 at $2.
Like it. I'm going to tip Port 1 to 39. Jeez, if the Dogs win, I'm going to tip the Dogs the way home because they're actually I'm copping it on tipping because the Dogs I can't read. They've had a good month, but their last half against North last week. Port at home, big game, need a win. So I'm going to take Port just purely because of the home factor at 1 to 39. And I'm going to take Georgiades for 3.
Like it. Cats versus the Hawks at GMHBA Stadium, late Saturday Arvo shift. I'm going to go the Cats and Hawks are on some crazy run, but I like them down there. I got Dangerfield for 25 and Cameron for 3, both $2.60.
Yeah, like it. I think Jessa kicks 3. It's got to look for the weather. If it's wet, take that down to 2. I think Geelong 1 to 39. Can't see them blowing out Hawthorn. Hawthorn wins this, same thing. Might have to start tipping them every week. But Sicily's shoulder last week at a test, don't think he'll play. So if that's the case, I think the ball might live in the back line. If you're going to go possessions, aim on for 20, maybe 25.
Yep. The Giants at home versus the Blues. I'm going to tip the Blues.
Just on this, the bookies have got the Giants at $2.19 and the Blues are humming at $1.68. Now, I'm a Giants fan, but if I was a Carlton fan, you'd have to think that is the best value you'll get for the rest of the year.
I'd think so, especially no Taylor. And so
yeah, no Slammer, and I think Josh Kelly's out with a calf. Like, $1.70 for Carlton? Is that disrespectful? I'm not saying, like, I'm a Giants fan.
It's at the home.
I know, but yeah. It is at home.
I'm going to go Nick Newman for 25, $2.12, and I've got Curnow to kick 4 at $3.80.
Oh, Jack Buckley won't let him do that.
Well, it's no Taylor. I just reckon they're going to get enough looks. He hasn't kicked the bag for a while. $3.80, I feel like that's good juice.
Yeah, like it. I like Toby Green again for 2. I think they're giving you $2. Staying away from result. I'll be there at the game. Past players this week, Pig.
Oh.
Will be in a box getting treated for my pathetic 2 games and however many touches in me.
2 games?
Yeah.
Well, you played more than that.
Yeah, about a game. I think it was a game and a quarter. So looking forward to seeing the boys and looking forward to really getting them up and about. And I do know one thing about this group. They are an elite group and they do fire up with these big games. You've seen them go down to Geelong and win on the road, and they do really get going for these big games. So that's why the bookies might have them at those odds, because they do know something's coming. I'm just going to take actually one bet in this game, and this is something that me and you have been doing for a while now, but Tom Green for a goal. Tommy boy, it's time to shine. The past players are coming to watch a big game, and you are paying a large amount of money to kick 1 goal. All you need to do is fend off Cripper, snap it in the contest, 20 metres out, get it to the big sticks, and away we go. So I'm just going to take Tom Green for a goal.
I think it's about 440, actually.
Oh, that's my bet. I'm just going to sit there and watch that one.
Freo versus Richmond at home for Freo. It's very short odds. I'm obviously going to tip Freo, and I'm sticking with Fife for a goal. He's due.
He tagged last week and was very good.
$4.30. I just think he's going to kick a goal. And I got Hopper for 25 at $2.15.
Should we take Tom Green Fife again, the little combo privately?
Yep.
Like it, mate. I'm just, Freo and just as many goal kickers as long as it's not, I haven't seen the weather, but yeah, I think this is going to be a very tough task for Richmond, and Dusty, tight back, might not be playing, so we'll watch that. That'd be interesting to see.
All right. The D's versus the Eagles at home. Sunday Arvo,
shift coming up.
$1. We might have Big Snake Melksham back. They've said he's available. Petty might be out, I
Give
think.
us the scoop. Your best mates with him. Like, is he
think-
flying? Is he flying?
He's been flying at training.
Jeez, how
Flying.
good- I mean, I know you're close mates. I've known Jakey for a long time from Cannons, but not as well as you. But it makes me so happy to see blokes like them back.
Yeah, and I think for the last month we do what we call contest cup, market one-on-one stuff, and it's not from Jake, it's from Maisie, and because it's your forwards versus the backs. Apparently, he's just flying, like taking contested grabs, just flying, running. He's been training the house down. He's always been a real hard trainer and a fit bloke, and he's just busting to get out there. So, so he could play straight away. They might play him through the VFL.
Plays forward. He's going to play forward.
Play forward, yeah.
He might be what they need because when he played
I think they need him. So I'm hoping he plays. Well, I'm kind of hoping he plays selfishly because I'm going to go to the D's and Bombers game the following week. So.
Yeah. Well, that'd be a big. That's the Melksham Cup.
Yeah, it is the Melksham Cup. So
Hibbo Cup.
Yeah. So anyway, I've got Bailey Fritsch for 3. I think he's just bouncing back. He's been in a bit of a slump, and I've got Trent Rivers for 25. It's a bit more midfield time. So that's $2 and $3.
Yeah, like Trent Rivers. I'll take Clary for 30. I think he's starting to build, and when he gets going, he's normally there. So I'll just take Clary for 30. And and then Pickett. I think he'll kick 2 more. I'll do that.
All right, Saints versus Sydney. It's here at Marvel. I'm going to tip Sydney. I'm bouncing back. Brad Hill for 25. Hayward for 2. That is $2 and $4.60 for Brad Hill for 25. Like, they love giving him the ball, man.
That same game multi be about $10.
Yeah, so
it. Yeah, I'm tipping Sydney. Move forward with that one. Looking forward to seeing.
Lions versus at home versus Adelaide. I'm tipping the Lions. And I've got Rochelle for 2 goals is $3.40. So that's my tip in that game.
That's not a bad bet.
You add all those together, you get $8.5 million to 1. So if you want to earn some dollars, that's there you go. So
if you do put a bet on, can you just put $10 on for me, please? If you do put that on, because that'd be flattening.
I'll be sitting there. I'll be like
Would you
Tatum.
tell me? Would you tell me?
No, I wouldn't. No, I didn't get up. I'll be like Tatum and buying beach houses and Ferraris.
16 mil with $10 on each.
All right, mate.
Very
Locks.
good. Now it's time for the 12-week challenge. That's our locks. We're going into week 3. We have, how much money do we have in the kitty?
We have, sorry, mates, $342.62.
This is where it starts to accumulate. So I'm ready to put my lock through.
Go on.
Michael Frederick, 1 goal, $1.33. He's a great small forward at Freo. He's lightning quick. He's played a few games in a row back. He's kicked a goal, I think his last 4 games, and he plays Richmond. I just think it's a fill-up. I think they'll have 60 inside 50s. I reckon Richmond's defenders defended really well last week. They're tall defenders I'm talking about. Now, I know I've got a lot of respect for Brody and a few of the other guys down there, but Freddie's one of those players that's quick, gets up and back, and I will put my 3rd week and my balls on the line with Michael Frederick to kick 1 goal this week.
Maybe if he doesn't get it, you're going to have to put your plums on ice for a week. That might be your punishment.
I'll put my plums on ice for the whole episode if I can get out of any other punishments that you might have lined up. But no, I'm very confident, Freddie, for 1 goal to keep us alive.
Well, I'm going head-to-head. I know you don't like them.
Well, I did hear the start of it, though, and I don't mind it.
Sydney.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that.
Sydney versus the Saints.
What are we missing here? They're $1.30?
$1.30.
Well, there's no King.
Got it on before King got dropped. So $1.27 technically right now. So I'm taking it. We've got $1.
We get a little boost?
We've got a boost to $1.74. Exactly. What are we missing? Do the punters, do the betting agencies know something that we don't?
Nah.
Is Warner not playing? Is Heaney not playing?
Nah, we're fine. We're fine. Saints play good footy, like in terms of like good, hard, honest footy, but they can't score. And I think Sydney will blow them out.
Freo had to kick 100 points to beat them, roughly.
Yeah. Saints can't kick 80.
Saints can't kick that much.
Well, they did against Brisbane, but traditionally they don't kick more than 70 points.
Yeah. So I think this is good.
Yeah.
So we've got Frederick and Sydney.
I'm already thinking about next week, just quietly.
Yeah. And we haven't gotten this far. We're a quarter of the way nearly.
Well, we haven't got through this week. which is sickening considering it's week 16. But these punishments have made it fun. So if we lose, it's good for the people watching and listening, not for us.
All right, so there we are. Hopefully on to week 4. And what do we got now, mate?
Righto, to close it out, as always, a big shout out to our friends at KPI Construction. I haven't heard from many people out there. I know our man David Roden, who does a bit of KPI Construction and goal umpiring. He is a superstar of a goal umpire. So if you want to talk about umpiring, He's goal umpiring from Davey Roden, our man from KPI. He's the man.
Oh, yeah.
And so we love your work. So that's just keep up the good work. That's all green, Davey. But we have a couple of KPI Construction. Stop that. And Pig, I believe you've got one to kick us off.
Yeah, so and it's funny. Davey Roden was working on the site next to me. I was having a chat to him the other week. He's a ripper man, always smiling, which we love.
It's a great lesson for everyone out there. Why frown when you can smile?
My KPI Constructions stop that is to the airlines. I don't know if you've seen, mate, but Gather Round. They've already announced Gather Round for next year. Virgin. I went to Adelaide. I flew to Adelaide last week.
You named Virgin.
No, I've named them because that's the first one I saw. But I know Qantas and I know Jetstar and I know all of them are probably doing it, mate. They've bumped it up to $1,000 to get to Adelaide and back.
From Melbourne?
From Melbourne.
For next year?
I went to Adelaide last week. I paid $80 to get to Adelaide and $120 on the way back. And they've bumped it up to $1,000.
Are you
just
kidding?
for Adelaide. Not kidding, mate. I've got it here. And specifically, the site I saw was Virgin.
In an economy where it's tough already?
They throw some more flights on. Like, that is just ridiculous. Stop that. You can't be this chart going up $1,000 because people want to get to the footy. You're taking advantage of the man that wants the man and woman and kids. You fly your family over there for a good weekend to watch footy, and you're bumping them up to $1,000. Well, you're going to have to pitch a tent somewhere in the bush to keep your family there for the weekend as well. Stop that to the airlines. It's an absolute joke and disgrace. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
Oh, I agree. That is unfair. That is right. Very good by you. Very good. Get the celebration noises at the back, Brado, because you speak on behalf of everyone, I believe. I reckon. There you go. There we go. Round of applause. Oh, they're in the back pocket. Mate, well said. That's a disgrace. And they do it all the time. I used to live in Perth, as you know, and Christmas time, it was the worst time, especially if you hadn't booked your flights. $2,000 up and back every year just to go see the loved ones.
They do it all the time.
Christmas I can get because it's a big rush.
But like, you know,
what is it, April?
Well, grand final weekend they do it. Like if you want to come from interstate to Melbourne, I just think it's ridiculous. Like, I know.
What would you cop? $560, $500 to $600 is fair because it's obviously a business.
Yeah, $1,000 when it's 200 return. Like usually, it's
tough.
Times
well, you know what you're going to find. A lot of people would be driving there.
Exactly. That's a lot of people would. To me, you'd have to make a real big weekend of it. I'm sure people do, but $1,000, I just couldn't believe it. Anyway.
Yeah. Well said. Well, I've got one that's a little bit different and it goes back to the US election. My one is stop that to Joe Biden. I just think he needs to stop everything. I don't know anything about politics, but I think it's time to smell the roses. There's a time in your career, whether it's sport, which we love, or politics, where you get on stage and it's just enough. It's enough. Put your feet up, smell the roses, because I did tune into a little bit of that election and Trump was walking all over him and I just felt sorry for him. He can't spit out a word. He can't even think. And when we're talking about the most powerful country in the world, a country that we love, Pig, a country that we love sport and the people we love, and if it's going to be a 50-50 chance that the man I'm talking about who can't even stumble his way through a sentence, I just feel like it's time to wrap it up. So to Joe Biden, I just think stop that. Stop trying to be the big dog. I think it's time to smell the roses. Put your feet up. You've earned it. You've had a good run. I think it's time to retire, mate, because what I saw, enough's enough. And
surely if he's in those debates and he knows he doesn't know what he's saying, surely he's just like, I can't do this.
Oh, my God.
Surely, you know when you just know? You're like, Trump. Trump's like this. He's like, geez, I'm winning here. He's winning. Anyway.
I don't know enough about politics, so I don't want to sound too dumb here, but like how they end up with those two at this moment in time through what they're both going through. I don't understand it. I don't get it, but it's amazing.
There has to be a better option in that whole country. You know, 450 million people, whatever it is, 500 billion, whatever it is. There has to be better candidates. But, in a way, and it's probably not very popular, Trump's at least entertaining. You're at least on the edge. You're at least on the edge of your seat. Oh, friggin' hell, what's he going to say next?
He's a very good campaigner.
Yeah, so... Anyway, well done, mate. Another good app.
Yeah, great app. Great shout out to our friends at KPI Construction. We love your support. And RIXXs, we've got the large Sohos in town. Man. So, mate, that's for you. To everyone that tunes in, we love you. Again, train yourself. As soon as you listen to this, questions straight away. I noticed they come in quick last week, and me and Pig were picking them out and writing down some funny notes while the footy was on. So tune in. Let's hope our locks get up, and we'll see you next week. This episode is proudly sponsored by KPI Construction Services. When it comes to construction sites, reliability and efficiency are key. That's where KPI Construction Services shines. With a single call, KPI provides a range of essential services, which includes labour hire, crane hire, and traffic control. KPI is a progressive business with modern plant and equipment across all of their operating states. Focusing on innovation and to avoid the business drifting is always front of mind. We are proud to be aligned with and have such a reputable company partnering with the show. Aces, I know I always go on about the RIXXs, but I got huge news. We have all our styles and colours restocked on the website right now. Get online, grab some sunglasses at rixeyewear.com.au right now and use our little discount code ACES if you want a 20% discount code on the house.